Now this is the fly I'm going to be tying. It's basically a Seatrout fly. It's tied in a single hook, size 4. It's called the blue Elver. The feathers come from a bird called the Vulturine. There's not many feathers on the bird itself. These feathers come off the neck. The blue, again, I think it comes from the neck as well. So I don't tie many. I've filmed it a few years ago, right at the very beginning, 2009. So while I was tying 2 or 3 of these flies, I thought, well, as well filming a new one, so you can see it in a better sort of quality in video. So it's a great fly, so I hope you enjoy the time. Now, the hook I'm using, this is a size 4. It's called the Gamakatsu, this one here. Size 4, this is my last one, so time to pack it. Nice strong hook, modern style, really. Basically, you can buy them. So, thread I'm going to be using is the uni thread, the 8/0 in red. We start at the eye, just simply work the thread down this point here, and then remove the waste. Now I'm going to tie in. This is basically a vineyard tinsel. It's a number 4. Now I bought this years ago. You can see it's a large spool, number 4, and which is basically equivalent to probably a medium tinsel or a modern. But if you're going to look for tinsel, proper tinsel, Lagerton is the company that sells proper tinsel. Now, when you tie this on the way down, now I have waxed the thread, just make sure when you're tying this in, the tinsel will cut your thread if you don't watch. So by waxing the thread, it obviously gives you grip, and it'll help protect the thread, stop it getting cut with the tinsel. Now, you could use an oval tinsel or anything like that. You could use something else, it's up to yourself. Now I'm going to wind the thread to in line with the point of the hook. Then we tie in some black floss. It's just normal rayon black floss. Just catch this in, and then we tighten the way up. Nice and tight. Just going to quickly run up. Now you're going to stop it around about, you've got the wing to tie in, you've got the hackle to tie in, and you want a reasonable head in this fly. So give yourself a good, around about 4 mil or so. So then we just start to wind the floss up. I don't want too heavy, I don't want a heavy body in this fly. Just keep going. You could double up on the floss, make it a bit quicker. So dial it up to yourself. Sometimes I like to wind down, come back up. Now we stop about there, just check, that's fine. 3 or 4 turns. And then tinsel we bring up, we do a turn, basically which is on the hook. And then nice tight turns. Maybe about 5 turns up. Now it is tinsel, so you've got to be careful. 3 or 4 turns there. Right. Just make sure you tie the tinsel on. A nice pace. A thread nice and tight. And then, because it's tinsel, save your scissors, just take a bit of time, bend and break it off, just like you would do a piece of wire. And there you go, that's your body. Some wax. Now, your Elver feathers come in different sizes. There's not many feathers on these birds' Vulturine. There are very few. Now, I would just about tied this. I was going to tie this fly, then I said to myself, I should really film it. So I'd actually prepared these feathers. I've just taken away the fluff. I'll show you in a smaller one. I basically just take away the fluff, the bottom, and then what I like to do is, obviously if I was measuring, this is too short for this fly, but basically this is for smaller flies. I would trim it to the length, which would probably be about there, And then I like to use my nail just to give it a grip, sort of dent it, and it makes it easier if you're going to tie it on and go from there. And that's basically what I've done with these large feathers. These are a right and a left, coming from the right and the left side of the neck of the bird. There's not many, as I say, many feathers on it. So just basically line it up, tie it on top. Now, just get a couple of turns just to check before we do anything. Make sure everything's sitting the way you want. Nice and tight. Now, a bit of varnish, or in this case a wee touch of super glue, and that will stop them getting pulled out. Don't want to lose the feathers. It's an expensive fly, these feathers are not cheap. Nice base of thread down, make sure it's nice and tight. It's lovely. A nice base of thread down for winding your hackle. Now, then the blue feather from the bird, the Elver, the Vulturine, is basically to tie the tip, or tie as a standard hackle with the fluff. Tie this in by the tip. So basically what I'm going to do is pull back fibres, so just obviously taking away the fluff. Make sure there's wax on your thread. Push this on. One decent head on this fly. So just folding these fibres towards the back, widen towards the eye, so we do a nice straight turn and a couple of turns. I'm just going to check, see your arm, that's fine. I like to have some of the softer fibres at the front so it tapers, gives it more a streamer like. So as we come up, the last turn with the stem, just come up, follow it up with the thread and put a 90-degree bend into the stem. You can see that it's caught it in nice and tight. And then I like to wind it right towards the eye and then come back up with the thread so it's nice and tight. And then we can break this off. So it's well tied in, it's tied in over 2-3 mil there. Now obviously the hackle's twisted, it's like as you wind you're twisting the fibres in between each turn. The stem does that. Now just to bring the natural shape back in, just use once you fish it, it'll get its natural shape. But just to give you an idea, we'll speed up that process and we'll use the hairdryer. So basically just blow it just towards the back, bring the fibres where they should be sitting. Gives you a better idea of what the shape of the fly should look like. And there you go. 2 prepared jungle cock eyes. So we've got 2 nice jungle cock eyes, which have taken the fluff away. You want them to curve with the natural shape of the wing and the feather, so make sure they're lined up. Which is tie these on the side. And we have a couple of turns just to see where we are. I like it to come up into the wing. It's fine. Again, just I'll show you what it looks like on both sides. There we are. On its shape, nice shape. Then we can fold back these stems again, tucking these back. Basically stops them getting pulled out. Just build up the head. I want a decent head on the fly. Again, keeping the thread tight, we can get these off. Have a look, see how the wing or the jungle cock's sitting. It's not too bad. It's fine. Now we can finish. I want to brighten the head up a bit. You could just use the the thread that's varnish it 2 or 3 times, and you've got a nice head. I'm going to change it over to, I'm going to use the Glo-Brite Floss number 4. So this will really lift the colour. So we start at the eye of the hook, and then we wind up. And just before we get to the top, I'm going to take away the waste. Keep going right up to the hackle. I'm just going to hold up a wee bit. So I'm going to come back down, come back up. Just checking the head. And then do the clip finish when we're happy. 2 or 3 turns. Always thinking of the shape of the head when we're doing that as well. Tighten the clip finish up. Trim away. Now what I like to do, basically to harden the head up a bit better, I use the super glue first. So we just basically touch it all the way around. You've got to be careful. Don't let it run into the feather. Just on the head, even if you're short. Just meaning don't go. If you think you're going to touch the feathers, don't. Just tap the head all the way around. This will give you a nice, bright, shiny head. As you can see, it certainly shows out. Now that's just a long. They don't have many. That's the last pair of the long feathers I have. I'm tying down to a size. It's a size 10, or size 8, not 10. I'm using up the smaller feathers. These are wee dumpy feathers. These are basically for sea trout, and so there's a bit of a difference between the two. And you can only tie the flies with the feathers you have. So I had 2 left, and I thought, well, as well filming this, so you can see it. This pair of feathers are lovely shape. It's got a nice taper, which you don't always get with these feathers. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the tying of the blue elver. Very popular fly. It certainly catches fish, and once that starts to swim, you get a lovely shape in the water, and ideal for sea trout. This is what it's tied for. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that, and thank you for watching.